everyone and welcome to TFA Football Academy. In this video, you will see our recruitment process, which is quite similar to our one-on-one program. We want to showcase our methodology of work, as we want to be able to assess our players and our new players to be able to give them a feedback and make sure that they can improve on their weaknesses and understand what are their strengths. Here you can see the coach talking and explaining the 4 important points for us to improve our football players, which are psychological, physical, technical, and tactical. And this is what we're gonna go through during our one-on-one sessions. Now you can see the way we want to make our players improve. First, we do explain what we are expecting from them. Then it is important that the coach is able to demonstrate what is required, and then we want them to practice and be able to see how they do, get some more details to be able to improve. It is important that a player fail to be able to understand what he does wrong, to be able to try again and succeed. The most important for our players is to always try his best and understand that doing mistakes and failing is part of the learning process. At TFA, we want to make you the best version of yourself and the best player you can become. For that, we want you to understand that the parents' commitment are a key to your progress and to the player's development. For us, it is important that we discuss and share feedbacks to parents for them to understand how their children are developing, but also for us to get to know the players better. The psychological aspect on that is very, very important, and for us to be able to work as best and to make sure that our players develop, we need to know them through the relation we have with them and through discussions with parents. After explaining and understanding all the different aspects of the way we work, we will then go through each individual topics. Here you can see that on the technical aspect, we start working on the passing, long and short, also on the shooting, to be able to work the way we want them to improve. First we explain, second we show, and then we let them practice to make sure that they have the opportunity to fail and understand how to improve. It is very important for them to be able to identify when they fail and when they succeed. We will also have this type of exercises where we can link the fitness and the technical abilities to make sure that our players understand that all those topics are not individual topics but all linked to each other, and that you need to be able to be fit to have a good technique, for example. On the physical side, we have different things very important. On the one-on-one program, and such as for us to be able to assess players, we use SAQ, which is speed, agility and quickness. For a football player, it is very important for a lot of different reasons. You want to be able to change direction very fast. You want to be able to run fast. In the modern football, you have to be fast to be a good player, to be able to cope with the speed of the game. So here you can see all different exercises that we use to help us assess the players and to see where they are in terms of coordination. But also those exercises have to be repeated every week for the players to maintain and or improve their way of speed. Here you can see that with different players it is pretty much the same thing we do, however we adapt to who we have. Here we are working on dribbling. Same way, we explain what we are expecting, we show, and then we let the players practice and see how he is doing to be able to again fail and try again and succeed. We've always him wanted to try his best and be confident on his abilities. Also here we're trying to link what we do to different topics. Here the dribbling has to at some point be linked to the game understanding and why we dribble, why do we use a skill. Do I use it to just pass the defender, but what am I doing after I'm passing the defender? I can shoot, dribble in the space, pass or cross. So it is very important. And again, we will go through different technical topics such as passing and different things that will help the player improve his technical abilities and to be able to master the ball. On the psychological aspect, we want our players to be creative and to imagine through other sports like golf here, where we show them how we want to swing the leg. It is important that the players get images to be able to identify what they do and how they can improve and do better. We can also here see the coach talking a lot to the player to make sure that he understands and he get the confidence. The self-confidence is a very important aspect for a football player to be able to perform at his best. We also want him to work on his self-esteem and to understand how good he is and how good he can be by practicing and trying his best. Here you can see that we work on ACQ again with this player to make him understand what he has to work on. Here we can see that the coordination needs improvement. However, the player needs to be able to identify that, and those exercises will allow him to know what he needs to work on to be able to improve. ACQ is also work we can do with the ball to work on our coordination and be able to have a better ball mastery. So here the player is going through different exercises to make sure he can understand where he is at and how to be able to improve, of course by practicing. We will also assess the speed with some speed tests and other tests to make sure that we understand where we are, what we need to improve to be able to be a better football player. also work on the heading to make sure that our players are able to head even though they're defenders, midfielders or strikers. And we will try to adapt that to the match situation. Here we can see that we throw the ball for him to be able to head towards the direction which is the goal. So very important to work on all different aspects of the game. Every session will finish with a debrief to make sure the players understood the 4 key points we've been working on, and also to identify the areas of work. Also, we will mention to the player on the psychological aspect that he has to be confident and he has to understand how good he is to be able to improve better. The players need to understand that this individual work they do with the coaches on one-on-one session or assessment session will lead them to what they enjoy the most, which is the football game, and the training session with the teammates, with the coaches, to be able to put on everything they've been learning in those sessions into the game. Hope you enjoy watching. Thanks for watching us. And if you have any question, please reach out to TFA Football Academy.